The following preview has been rated bad by the Good, the Bad, and the Weird podcast. Please check out the full episode when it releases on Sunday. A movie that has existed since the ancient age of 1999. A film so shockingly dumb it could scare a 7-year-old. This aquatic horror movie week, horror has a new home in the remote wilderness of northern Maine. From the director of such classics as Halloween, H2O, Friday the 13th, Part 2 and 3, and Forever Young. The Good, the Bad, and the Weird reviews, Lake Placid.
It's kind of like a shark movie.
Yeah, kind of. I'm Nicho.
And I'm Chris.
And yes, this year we are taking a little detour. We are doing aquatic movies.
We're branching out, if you will, because, well, we needed some variety.
Yeah. We're a little tired of watching shark movies.
We were getting dangerously close to them all being the same, and so we branched out into the crocodile realm.
Aquatic monster movie. Aquatic regular animals, but slightly larger movies.
Which is a whole genre that we have learned is mostly full of bad movies.
Yeah. I mean, I've known it's mostly full of bad movies for a long time.
Same, as one of my friends and I, we literally sit around and just watch these all the time.
Yeah, all you guys watch is shark movies when you're together.
And sometimes piranha, and sometimes crocodile.
Aquatic movies.
Yes, those are our favorite. We have watched the other ones of the genre, which include things like spiders, bats, birds, and sheep, but our hearts lie with the aquatic ones.
Yeah, I see that. Because, I mean, Lake Placid for us was a very monumental movie, I'd say, at least for horror, at least for a young kid.
For a young kid, I think like this one was one of those ones that wasn't too spooky, so it got around a little easier.
Yeah, my dad let me watch it as a kid.
I just went over to my friend's house and we were like, well, we already saw Jaws, so like this one can't be any worse.
What's next?
Yeah.
What can I go further extreme? And that is how I got into exploitation movies.
Yeah, we never made it back around that far. We only ever like ended up at piranhas.
Yes.
But we were also very limited by our, the rental shop down the street that was attached to the pizza shop.
Yeah, what was actually showing at the time too. So.
Yeah, we didn't go to the movie theater a ton. It was a lot of like if you order a large pizza, you get a free movie.
Oh, okay.
So like we did that a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So Lake Placid. I mean, it's bad.
But it's not the worst.
No, it's. It
has some redeeming features, and that's what's upsetting.
Yeah, I think that is the most disappointing thing. Is one, it stars. It doesn't star her. I'd say she's in it. Although
I think the movie claims that it stars her.
Yeah, I'd still say she's just in it.
I would agree with that.
But I mean, it has a relatively decent cast. It's just all the characters are the worst. They're all the same. It's
yes.
For me, it's a lot like National Treasure, where the characters aren't that terribly different from each other.
No, they're all just one asshole who are all trying to steal the, in this case, crocodile.
Yeah. Or, I mean, there's some conflict, but...
Not enough.
No.
Not enough.
But, and I think that just lies on, like, the jokes. The movie tries too hard to be funny, and that's what it is that it's that kind of humor where it's like, hey... We're being funny, guys. Like us.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's kind of upsetting is, like, there's just enough elements in this movie that, especially if you were in this franchise and you like these sorts of movies, that you put your hopes up a little bit higher. This movie looks pretty good. There's plenty of times where the crocodile looks good. Mm-hmm. The characters look decent. The town looks all right. Like, it's not a bad looking film. I mean, it's old. There's a lot that hasn't aged well, but like, it's also not all done on CGI on some guy's Mac from the 90s.
Oh God, yeah.
Like, it doesn't look the worst.
No, I agree. It doesn't look the worst, but it also doesn't look like the bat from Vampire's Kiss.
Exactly. So like, it's got some potential there. There's plenty of one-liners that are actually funny. Mm-hmm. There's potential on paper for, like, the witty, dry sheriff, who unfortunately is just like everyone else.
Yeah, he's just the original asshole, and that's why we like him.
Yeah, like, I mean, there's good, like, humor writing as far as, like, oh, well, we've got this random old woman in the woods who feeds it cattle. Like, there's potential there. It's just... it's the writing that fails it, unfortunately.
It's distracted by random romantic subplots and it doesn't give Betty White's character that much screen time either.
No, and I'm never, like, don't get me wrong, I will always happily accept more Betty White in a movie, but, like, the movie doesn't feel balanced.
Mm-hmm.
It spends so much time trying to, like, spin around all of these characters who are unfortunately almost the same person that, like, you don't feel like you're following multiple subplots. You just kind of feel like you're chasing your own tail.
Yeah, and honestly, none of them have a reason to be out there other than the fact that one dude died.
Yes, and someone worships them as gods, kind of?
Actually, now that I think about it, two people die this whole movie.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
No.
Well, I mean, we do lose a bear and a couple cows.
Yeah, but they're not people.
No, they're not people. The only reason that this is, like, major news, I think, is because it's in Maine.
Yeah.
And even then, it's not major news because they don't tell anyone.
There's no news crew there. And somehow the crocodile dude finds out.
Yes. Again, the elements are all there. There's just some very, like, rudimentary, like, writing that could have happened that would have filled in just a handful of my questions to make the story believable and differentiate the characters just enough.
Yeah, or even rounded them out a little bit, because that's the thing, is like there is it doesn't, and that's this unfortunate thing too, is it doesn't fall into like how Back to the Future is considered one of the most perfect movies, because despite Marty McFly doing all this cool shit, his character doesn't change the whole movie, and it's a praised movie.
Yeah, and like I also enjoy a movie where the main character trait of literally the entire group is asshole. Like, that's not a problem for me. The problem lies is when they all are almost the same person.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have taken a whole lot. Like, some research here, some phone calls there, some, like, quick background onto why we celebrate crocodiles as gods, and, like, why we care about this woman's love life.
Give a better reason for her to be there other than she's forced to be there and fall in love.
Yeah, like, and it doesn't even have to be a complicated one. She's the lead scientist on crocodiles in the north.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care.
Yeah, something better than paleontologist.
Yeah, like, the most minute amount of writing effort would have fixed a lot of the quirks, and I think that's why people get frustrated with this film.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And yeah, I mean, it doesn't hold the same nostalgia that I thought it would.
That's fair. I think this is one of those ones that, like, it's fun to watch with people because it's easy to make fun of.
Yes. Yeah, and I think that's probably the best reason why we chose this too.
Oh, so. Yeah, definitely. This one's a good time with a beer and a friend.
Yeah.
By yourself, it's frustrating.
It's frustrating, but it's not me ranting around my apartment yelling at my cats about Inception frustrating.
Exactly.
Yeah. But anywho, this has been the Good, the Bad, and the Weird previews.
Check out the full episode.
Peace.